Hey everyone, we're going to talk about 4 undervalued altcoins as it stands in the BTC pair. We'll also look at Bitcoin. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a like and comment. On the screen, they finally got rid of the Dogecoin bit, telling us about the market cap, 1.57 trillion, which is huge. But before we start this video, I want to go back in time a little bit, just to kind of show the gravity of this move so people can understand it. When we think back, the start of 2020, before this little bug that came around to basically ruin everything, this is what the market looked like. Crazy when you think about it. 7,400 Bitcoin, Ethereum $136, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, EOS, Binance. Monster move, I know. Anyways, we go on and talk about analysis and price action, but the demand is there. You can see already. Look at Binance coin. That is sickening. Wow. Unbelievable. $28 billion is now worth. That's crazy. Anyways, I digress. We do need to talk about a few things because a lot of people are asking me to cover coins that have not yet pumped yet. Things that I feel, even in the top 50, there's some coins here that I picked that haven't realised the pump, essentially. They've not respected the pump, as people would say. So we do need to talk about it. But beforehand, if you go onto my Twitter, follow me on Twitter, link, go to my pinned post, there's a little giveaway there. Crack on. Right, we'll talk about Bitcoin first. Bitcoin, in my opinion, looks filthy, disgusting. Probably one of the most bullish charts in the history of mankind right now. I think it's going to turn around though. I've said it. You can grill me all you want, but we need to cool off a little bit and fuck off again, basically. So we'll carry on. We need a situation like this where we pull back and then we go. This is perfect territory for a pullback. 50k psychological level, essentially. You could argue. It's not really a round number though. It's a bit weird. But this line I put on my tweet yesterday, before it all happened, you can go and verify. I felt that this could be a possible sticking point. It's an extension level. It's an extension point. There's also another one. I put on the tweet. There's also another one at 65k, which is actually up here. So if we do slowly trickle down to 46k or even 41k and retest this level, still a monster bull uptrend, right? Still freaking perfect, as you like, an absolute peach. But if that happens and it's slow and gradual, stand by, because your altcoin's going to go to the moon. They are, because the dominance is going to be perfectly primed for that. The flow and the outflow of altcoin market cap at the moment is going up. Total 2 charts going up. Dominance is going down. If that means that money is spilled into altcoins and the hype is still there, your Ethereum's going to go bananas. The coins mentioned in this video coming up in a second will go crazy, and I'm going to show you why. So when we look at, firstly, this isn't one of my picks, by the way, this is Ethereum. When we look at Ethereum right now, if I zoom out, we have got, in my opinion, I'll put it to the weekly time frame so you can see it everywhere. Oh god, there we go. So when we look at this, in my opinion, we've got a pullback into a perfect level, and we've also got extension levels up here. There could be a 41% move in Ethereum, but that's just Ethereum. Imagine a 41% move in Ethereum right now. Whew. Yeah, crazy, I know, but it could definitely happen. This is the BTC pair. We've not broken and sustained above this level for such a long time, 2018 levels. So I feel that we are going to do a test of this level, this previous old level from the past. This is an extension level, by the way. And when we start looking at how far back this goes, and you go to like the monthly time frame, you could probably see why I've picked that area. It is an extension level of the Fibonacci. These levels are pretty much in confluence between current structure. It's starting to trickle back up. It's starting to look pretty damn good right now. So, the picks, the picks. First one, and I mentioned this before, is Chainlink. Why Chainlink, you may ask? We've had a monster run in the alt season of 2020, as you can see via this monstery top. I feel we've still got a long way to go when you compare the fact of, even though Bitcoin I remember this phrase, remember it. Bitcoin was 10k at that previous level, that previous high, right? Chainlink is only $32 right now. Bitcoin is literally 5 or 4 times essentially the price of what it was at 10k, give or take a little bit extra with whatever percentage realms it was at the time. I can't quite remember. But even still, when you look at where that was, that's ridiculous. When we start thinking, well, what could happen here? And the reason why these lines are here, I'll show you. This top to this low is giving us a 618 level. We're on a support level. We're consolidating a little bit on the weekly time frame. I think we're going to go rocket launch boom in a minute, because we've also had a little pullback. If you look at this, we go from this low to this high. We've had a pullback to the 618 and it's had 2 tap-ins. We may well fly from here very, very soon. Chainlink for me underperformed so far in 2021. It hasn't moved yet, and this proves a point. I did a video at the end of 2020 saying that Chainlink has to really push hard this year to kind of stick in that top 10. When you look at the top 10, it's only just in it. It's XLM, Stellar Lumen is right on its ass. So you got to start thinking, well, if this bangs, well, it's going to create a lot of money, I think, because it's a big move. But from current price action right here to this top, that top there is 146% away. If Bitcoin remains at that level, we're looking at a $60, maybe even $70, $75 Chainlink in dollars. But this is a BTC chart, obviously. So, number 1, Chainlink. The second one, maybe not as obvious, VeChain. Still very, very low. Look at where it's been. Still in an uptrend. It's looking quite neat and tidy. So when we start looking at this again, if we look at this top to this low, 618 levels are up here. If we're looking at current price action, we could be looking at this level potentially getting tapped at some point in the future. It's a previous level. It's been here before. That's obvious. We've also got tops up here as well. That is still, in my opinion, a monster move. Even when you look at this, that's a 50% move. To this top level, 128%, or 120, sorry. And when you think VeChain's at all-time high levels in USD, people are thinking, what, are you mad? But this is where the price is governed from this chart. I still think it's undervalued. It hasn't pumped and retraced enough yet, but it's still forming a trend. It's still forming a series of higher lows, which is good. We want that to continue. Imagine if it forms a high from here. Whoa, that could be crazy. We could be seeing a 10, 15 cents in VeChain, which would absolutely propel the price massively, which could be very, very interesting. So VeChain, number 2. The third one, and you've heard me talk about this one before as well at some point, and recently, RSR. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's still below this key level range. Mainnet has not been launched yet in terms of full details and workings of what's happening, what change is it going to go on, how will it work, when will it be developed, and all that kinds of good stuff like that. So that's a big, massive, keep that in your back pocket, in the back of your mind. There's no mainnet yet. Basically, RSR, in terms of its current functionality, has very, very limited utility usage. So it's got a lot of hallmarks for a potential move to the upside. I still think it's undervalued. Even when you look at the USD prices, yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's in a perfect trend. But when you start putting the BTC side of it to it, it's only pumped in USD prices because the Bitcoin price has moved up so much. When this moves, well, guess what? It's going to go crazy. To the top, 109%, pretty considerate. It's good value for money there potentially in terms of a potential move. But it depends on how bullish and how different Bitcoin's going to react to a potential correction when you look at that dominance chart and when you look at the Bitcoin price overall. So for me, a full breakout of this level would be massive. It's been here and been locked under it properly. Well, obviously it's not been holding enough throughout this time period for a whole year. So multiple tests. Once it goes, it goes. It'll be very, very interesting. And lastly, if you were paying attention last week, I mentioned Tezos. Tezos, when you zoom out, is still majorly undervalued in my opinion. Yes, people will say, oh, but this way and all this kind of stuff. That is a long way to move up. And we're starting to form a trend, as you can probably see. 2-day chart looking pretty neat and tidy, starting to form a trend. 3-day chart looking pretty neat. Weekly time frame, you can just about see it. When you look at this and you start thinking, well, how far can this go? Well, we've had a rejection, we've had a pullback. It's still in an uptrend, it's looking pretty good. But when you start considering the facts here that maybe we go up to this top side, it's a 330% move. That is just one element of it. If we're looking at the overall structure, essentially, we've got multiple levels here to kind of tap, which could become confluence and a potential range to target. So if we're talking maybe a 3x your money, if it goes right to the top, maybe 1.5x essentially going to that that level, the 618, provided what Bitcoin does, it may be some monster gain, especially in BTC. So these are undervalued, in my opinion, top coins, top assets with essentially high ranking, high market cap that have yet to pump. We're looking at all the lower cap coins at the minute going bananas, going crazy. But this is like the top, these are in the top levels essentially, apart from RSR's a bit lower down. But when you consider the fact that 3 of these picks are in the top 30, that could be very, very interesting for the market overall. Money flow, people going into established projects. They may well get a lot of sunlight very, very soon. So there you go. 4 undervalued altcoins, a bit of BTC analysis as well. I think these as top coins could change a bit of the dynamic of that dominance and create a bit of FOMO going down the line.